Number 6. Listen to a conversation between two friends.
I hope the school decides to let us buy our textbooks on e-readers next year.
So do I. Carrying around all these books is no fun at all. I nearly hurt my back the other day because my backpack was so heavy.
We'll be able to save money as well, since e-books are a lot cheaper than paper books.
What are the speakers mainly discussing? Number 6. Listen to a conversation between two friends.
I hope the school decides to let us buy our textbooks on e-readers next year.
So do I. Carrying around all these books is no fun at all. I nearly hurt my back the other day because my backpack was so heavy.
We'll be able to save money as well, since e-books are a lot cheaper than paper books.
What are the speakers mainly discussing? Number 7. Listen to a teacher making an announcement. Next Monday will be the first day of your class presentations. Since they should be 8 to 10 minutes long, we'll have enough time for 5 presentations each day. We have 22 students, which means that the presentations will last all week. I've made a list of the order in which you'll give your presentations. Let me read it for you now. What is the purpose of the announcement? Number 8. Listen to a school secretary making an announcement.
If you're ever late for school in the morning, you need to do the following. Do not go to your classroom. Instead, come to my office. You need to sign in at my desk. You also need to let me know why you're late. If you can bring a note from your parents, that would be great.
What should late students do when arriving at school? Number 9. Listen to a teacher making an announcement.
May I have your attention, please? This Thursday and Friday, the school cafeteria is going to be closed, so you will have lunch in your homerooms. You need to be sure to bring a lunch from home on those 2 days. Don't forget to bring a drink as well, since all of the school's vending machines are in the cafeteria.
What is the purpose of the announcement? Now you will hear longer talks or conversations. Each talk or conversation will be followed by 3 or more questions. Choose the best answer to each question and mark the letter of the correct answer on your answer sheet. You will hear each talk or conversation only one time. Questions 10 through 13. Listen to a conversation between two students.
I'm really glad that I decided to join the school band this year.
So am I. This is my 3rd year in the band, and I must say it's the best one of all. I think the fact that we have a new band director is great. Mr. Conaway is much better than Mr. Jesse ever was.
I can't comment on that since I never got a chance to meet Mr. Jesse, but it sounds like every band member who knew both of them agrees with you.
Trust me, Mr. Conaway is a huge improvement. He's a talented conductor, and he's also an excellent teacher. I feel that I've improved a lot as a flutist this past year.
Yeah, I think Mr. Conaway is definitely a good teacher. He has taught me a few things about the trumpet that I never knew. And I've been playing it for at least 6 years now.
That long, huh? Anyway, are you ready for the spring concert we're putting on next week?
I think so. I've learned most of the songs we're going to play. There are still a couple of pieces that are giving me problems, though.
I'm pretty much the same as you, but I'm getting more comfortable with the difficult pieces. I don't anticipate having any problems by the time we hold the concert.
I hope we don't have any. Everyone in my family is planning to be there, so I'd hate to put on a poor performance in front of them.
That would be bad, wouldn't it?
Well, we'd better get to band practice now. Hopefully we can work out our problems today.
You said it. let's get going.
Now answer the questions. Number 10. Why does the girl mention Mr. Jesse? What instrument does the girl play? What is probably true about the boy? Next. Through 17. Listen to a conversation between a student and a coach. Matt? Questions 14 through 17. Listen to a conversation between a student and a coach. Matt, are you going to be trying out for the basketball team this year?
I'm not sure yet, Coach. My parents don't particularly want me to play ball this year, though.
What? You were one of the first players off the bench last year. You did a good job last year, and I'm counting on you to be a starter this season.
Thanks for saying that, Coach.
So you're going to try out then, right? We need as many quality players as possible if we want to have a winning season.
I'll tell my parents what you said, and then I'll try to convince them that they should let me play on the team.
That's good to hear.
Thanks.
If you don't mind my asking, why don't your parents want you to play? If I remember correctly, they both attended every game last year. A lot of parents don't support their children like that. Many don't even bother attending a single game.
Oh, they support me in everything I do. They're good like that.
Then what's the problem? I don't get it.
My grades in the first quarter weren't as good as they had expected them to be. I got a couple of low grades in math and science, so my parents want me to dedicate myself more to my studies. That's why they're not too keen on letting me join the team.
I see. Question. If you don't mind my asking, why don't your parents want you to play like that? Many don't even bother attending a single game.
Oh, they support me in everything I do. They're good like that.
Then what's the problem? I don't get it.
My grades in the first quarter weren't as good as they had expected them to be. I got a couple of low grades in math and science, so my parents want me to dedicate myself more to my studies. That's why they're not too keen on letting me join the team.
I see. Well, Matt, you study harder and get those grades up. Then I'm sure your parents will see fit to let you play on my team.
Yes, sir. I'll do my best.
Now answer the questions 18 through 22. Listen to a conversation between a student and a teacher.
Mr. Gibson, are you busy right now?
I'm just grading these history tests, Mindy.
Oh, so then should I come back to speak with you sometime later?
Oh, no, sorry, I didn't mean that. I was just... sorry. I get spaced out sometimes when I'm grading papers. Please, come into my office and grab a seat.
Thanks, Mr. Gibson.
What do you want to talk about, Mindy?
It's the research paper we have to do.
What about it?
I've never written a long paper before. You told us that it has to be 20 pages long. And, we need to have a bibliography so that we can cite all of our sources. To be honest, I've never done any of this before, so I don't have a clue as to what I should be doing.
Ah, I see. Okay. For a research paper, you need to get your information from several different sources. I hope you use at least 5 sources, but I would prefer that you use more. These sources can be books, magazine articles, information from websites, and so on.
Okay, but what about the bibliography and footnotes?
Every time you use information from another source in your paper, you need to make a footnote. This provides information about the work from which you got your information. At the end of the paper, you should write a bibliography. Simply put, it's a list of the sources that you used to write your paper. If you look at that big handout I gave you yesterday, You'll see how to make both footnotes and a bibliography. So, does that help?
A lot. Thanks for clearing that up. If I have any more questions while I'm writing my paper, can I come back here and ask you?
Of course you can. That's what I'm here for, to help you learn. Now answer the questions. Number 18. What is the teacher explaining? Number 19. What does the teacher imply when he says this? I get spaced out sometimes when I'm grading papers. Number 20. What does the teacher say about the research paper? Number 21. According to the teacher, how can the girl learn to write a bibliography? Questions 23 through 26. Listen to a conversation between two students.
George, have you figured out your schedule for next semester yet?
There's not too much to think about, is there?
What do you mean by that?
I mean that we don't even have a choice for several of our classes. Let's see, we're required to take English. We have to take history too, and we have to enroll in PE as well.
Oh, yeah, I see your point. But what about math?
What about it? I'm taking geometry next year. That's what you're going to be taking as well, isn't it?
That's right. And I'm taking Spanish 3 next semester.
Not me, so I guess our schedules will be different there. I'm taking French 3 instead. I wish I had taken Spanish, but it's too late for me to change now.
Are you going to take biology or physics?
Definitely physics. I don't enjoy biology. Plus, I love math, and physics has a good deal of math in it.
That's the same reason I'm going to take physics as well.
So there really isn't that much for us to decide on, is there?
Wait, we have to take one more class. We can choose from art, music, computer science, and economics. I can't make up my mind between music and economics. I'm leaning toward economics, but I really enjoy taking classes with Ms. Jenkins, the music teacher.
She is a lot of fun, isn't she? But as for me, I'm going to sign up for the computer science class. That's what I'm hoping to major in when I go to college.
Questions 27 through 30. Listen to a teacher talking in a physiology class.
Let's turn our attention to the human ear. The ear has two primary functions, hearing and balance. There are 2 ears. One is on each side of the head. The ear has 3 main parts. Take a look at the picture on page 58 in your textbooks. See it? The 3 main parts are the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. The ear is also, as you can see, made up of skin, membranes, bones, nerves, and blood vessels. The part of the ear that is visible is called the pinna. Notice that it has 2 N's in the spelling. The pinna is a part of the outer ear. It helps collect sound waves as they move through the ear. This tube here is called the external auditory canal. It leads from the pinna to the tympanic membrane. Most people know it as the eardrum. Anyway, sound waves hit the tympanic membrane. This causes vibrations that are transferred to the middle ear. Take a look at the middle ear. There are 3 small bones here, here, and here. These bones help transfer the sound waves from the outer ear to the inner ear. That's pretty much the role of the middle ear. Simple, huh? As for the inner ear,
Questions 31 through 34. Listen to a teacher talking in a biology class.
marsupials are among the oddest of all the families of animals. They're mammals, such as opossums, kangaroos, wombats, koalas, and wallabies. As you might have guessed from the list I just gave you, the vast majority of marsupials live in Australia. Many others are found in South America. As for here in North America, well, the only marsupial native to this continent is the opossum.
How are marsupials
Develops has a placenta.
what makes them special?
The
Marsupials different from other mammals.
marsupial native to this continent is the opossum.
How are marsupials different from other mammals? What makes them special?
The primary difference concerns how they give birth. Almost every female mammal has a placenta in her womb. The baby, or babies, develops and grows in the womb and gets nourishment from the placenta. A marsupial, however, doesn't have a placenta. Instead, a marsupial's womb is more like, an egg. A baby marsupial only lives in its mother's womb for a short time. In the womb is a substance that's sort of like an egg yolk. Well, once the baby is born, it crawls into its mother's pouch. That's another characteristic of marsupials. Every female marsupial has a pouch in the front of her body. This pocket-like area is where her nipples are. So, the baby crawls into the pouch, latches onto a nipple, and starts feeding on its mother's milk.
Questions 35 through 38. Listen to a teacher talking in a social studies class. In my opinion, the most beautiful part of the country is the Southwest. Questions 39 through 42. Listen to a teacher talking in a history class. Okay, so Napoleon's armies were still successful.